Live. Alright, everybody, give me just a second. I'm getting everything started now. 1 minute, everyone. 1 moment. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let me push live on this one. Go live. I don't want to worry about adding a title right now. There we go. Alrighty, 1 second. We're almost set to go. Just waiting on a few more things. Waiting on people to come on right now. Alright, so if you're coming on, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, and then give me another thumbs up if you can see me okay. Okay, make sure you can see the boards and everything. Want to make sure everybody can see us okay. We're all good there. We're all good. We're all good. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We are all good. Give me just a minute. Alright. It's Friday, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Action acquired. Let's see here. Alright, so I'm using a couple new things here. Alright, so since it's Friday, I gotta take these off first. I'm gonna go blind. I want everybody to do me a favor. Put who you are and where you're from in the comment section, okay? Today, like it's Friday. On Friday, you gotta have a little bit of fun. But I want to make it clear to everybody that one of the things I am first is a Marine. And because I'm military, on Fridays, we always wear red. You'll notice I have a lot of different red on because it actually represents, remember, everyone deployed. Not everybody has to do it. Military, a lot of military does it just out of respect so that we can remember everyone that is deployed or they're, you know, because we have military troops all over the world in different areas and stuff like that. However, because of that, I'm not going to touch on this too much because everybody knows that I'm in the identity theft field. If you get a man or a woman that says they're military and they're stationed in another country and they say they're from the United States, you need to block them right away. They're lying to you. I don't even care. They're lying to you. They're not, because people in the other countries, like people like me and several others, a lot of guys and men and women that are active duty, they're not going to have profiles full of themselves where they're at. In fact, they're not allowed to because it's a security issue with the military. So a lot of these people, what they're doing is they're trying to hook you. They're not even in the United States. A lot of them are from Gambia and Ghana. Others are from Asia. There's a bunch of them from different, it's all over the world. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to scam you and take advantage of you. Don't be scammed. Don't let anybody take advantage of you. All right, but let's go ahead and get started with what we're going to do today. Since this is, we're going to end the first week of our build up to June 1st. Now, each and every one of you guys can go out to a job right now, take everything I'm teaching you, or go to a business right now, take everything I'm teaching you. But each time we do this, I'm trying to show everybody a little bit something different that you need to add to your portfolio, you need to add to who you are, and in order to step outside your comfort zone in your box. One of the things that I have learned doing what I do is majority of the people will respect what you're doing. But there will be some people, because they don't understand what you do, they don't understand your business, they don't want to know, or because they believe rumors and gossip like that, the first thing they'll do is they will try to knock you down a couple levels, a couple pegs. Those are the people you need to ignore. You need to forgive them for being ignorant. And I use the word ignorant on this one. Not dumb, not stupid, but they're ignorant. Ignorant in its pure definition, meaning they do not understand what is going on. So instead they go out and they try to hurt you, knock you, criticize you. I'm in one of the most well-known businesses that's over 50 years old, and I still have people to this day, they don't believe it's an actual thing because I deal in legal, I also deal in oil, I deal with truck drivers, I deal with military, I do wills for all people in the United States, I do your will, your healthcare power attorney, stuff like that. But when I try to tell people exactly what I do, it's too good to be true, so they don't believe it. What they don't understand is a lot of times in network marketing and other businesses, it's easier to spend money not on marketing materials, meaning it's not in the newspaper or on the news or the media. I can't tell you how many times I've seen things on TV that are complete scams, but because it's on TV, people tell you that, oh, it's not a scam. Okay, it's a scam. They've been in trouble. You can look at the SEC, the Security and Exchange Commission. You can look at all the different, the BBB, the Better Business Bureau pages and stuff, and you can see what's a scam and what's not. Okay, but a lot of times what people do is if they don't know what you do or they don't understand what you do, the first thing they do is they knock it, or they want to try to make you out to be some type of fraud because they're saving the world, yet they're not. They're actually hurting people. So when you run across those kind of people, forgive them, be kind to them, be gentle with them, and just go about your business because they don't matter. One of the things that I've always done, and this is just an example, I've been very big into business cards. Okay. Now, what does a business card do? Well, if you don't know how to use a business card, it's going to be nothing. It just means you're going to waste money on something that you do not understand what you're doing. Because I do fairs, I do carnivals, because I do business fairs, meaning people that are looking for jobs. I do career fairs. I do actual, regular county fairs. I do different, when there's events, like home and living shows and stuff like that. I do trucking shows all over the United States. I get outside, I'm inside, I go to farm expos. The reason why I actually have different business cards for different things that I do is because I have to have something that is going to pertain to the person, is going to grab someone's interest. A lot of times people just give you a card with their name on it, or they'll give you something, and the thing about it is, first off, they don't remember where they met you at, and second, you're going to give it to them, and they're going to throw it on the floor. And at carnivals and fairs and stuff, you can always go to the trash can, and you can kind of get an idea of who's actually looking at your stuff compared to who is not looking at your stuff. One second. I had something beep at me here. No, I don't even know what's beeping at me. I guess that's just me. So you want to be very, very careful on what kind of business cards you give out and stuff like that, because if not, just a waste of money and a waste of time. My job here is to show you how to be a better you, to give you some ideas on how to go out into the world and get what you want, or at least go after the very things you want. And this is the workup to getting what you want. So today, what I want you to do is I want you to get a piece of paper, go online, find some kind of picture, something else that you think is pretty neat, and I want you to start developing your own business card. Now, I don't want you to buy business cards. I don't want you to do anything with the business cards, because I'm going to show you something pretty cool later on to where it can save you a lot of money. But if you take yourself seriously, then you need something to give to somebody, okay? Now, a lot of things I'm working with right now are NFCs, okay? I'll show you what those are later on, not tonight, but I'm still working with a lot of different types of NFCs. I do a lot of banners, billboards, car decals, stuff like that. They mean nothing if you do not know your business or know how to promote your business. It means nothing at all. If you're not out in the workplace and all of a sudden you put your name with your phone number on your car and they have no clue what you do, it was a waste of money, okay? If you give somebody a business card with your number on it and they don't know what you do, they're going to throw it away. It's a waste of money. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, I will go into what we went over the last couple days first. And we are going to write it in red because I'm going to keep up the main things that we've done so far. So the first thing we did is we did your reason why. W-H-Y. Always put your why in bold block letters, whatever you're doing it, okay? Now, by this time, you should have several different reasons on why. Now, to finish off Saturday and Sunday, what I want you to do is everything we do here, I want you to find 3 main reasons for your reason why. I want you to think of everything in your head that you've gone over. Because remember, I told you, you have to have a reason why. Okay? Then, remember what I told you. I'm going to write these in different colors. That way people can actually see them. The next one I was showing people is what? W-H-A-T. Okay? What is it you want? What is it you want to do? What are the reasons why you're doing things? Okay? Why, what, and then finally the one we touched on yesterday. I guess I'll do it in green. And this one to me was one of the most important ones. These are the 3 we went over this week. Okay? Is your belief. B-E-L-I-E-F. Okay? Belief in yourself. Belief in what you're doing. Belief in your business. Belief in how to get what you want out of life. So, You need a reason why. This is the number one thing, okay? And I'm writing these in the order that way you need to be writing them also, okay? So the number one thing is going to be your reason why. Why am I doing this? Why do I care? Why do I want to make the effort? So this is going to be the number one thing. So number one. All right? That's number one. The number two thing will be your what. I'm just doing a bullet point plus a little period like you're supposed to. And then number three will be your belief. Now let's do a quick going over that. When I joined the Marine Corps, and when I did business, one of the first things I did was, why did I want to join the Marine Corps? Why? Why did I join the Marine Corps? Now, this is for everybody's business ideas. This is for everybody's going into the next thing. But you've got to understand that I'm giving you my points of view that mean nothing to some, may mean everything to everybody. Why did I go into the Marine Corps? Well, first off, I was burnt out on school. Why? Because I was in school and, oh man, it was just like every day's classes. I was taking college classes along with regular classes. Plus, I was working at the YMCA, I was working at Wavering Aquatic Center, I was working at Radio Shack. A lot of people do not know that. One second, please. All right, sorry about that. All right, we're back. Okay, we're back. So, a lot of people don't know or they don't understand what exactly is going on all the time. So, when I joined the Marine Corps, I needed a why. I didn't see myself going anywhere in life. And what I did was I wrote down all the reasons what I was going to do next after I graduated, right? So I wrote down, I did a scale of 1 to 25, but I'll just do 10 on this one. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? And what was I doing in Quincy? What was I doing that was so important that I couldn't leave? What was my purpose for everything, okay? Some people say I don't leave because of family. Others leave because they say most of it's just fear of the unknown, okay? So when you get down to the entire thing, the number one for me and a lot of other people was fear. Why are we not doing more with our life? Fear, okay? So in other words, fear is that factor that a lot of people have going on that they don't want to go with more in life. They don't want to go after that extra job. They don't want to go after that better position. They don't want to go to college. They don't want to get a career. Because they're fearful of failure. Okay? They're fearful that they're going to get trapped. They're fearful that nothing good is going to come from where their mindset is. Okay? Fear is one. The next is the unknown. Why don't we do some of the things? It's unknown. Unknown and fear go together, I know. But guess what? You're going to hear it all the time. I didn't know what was next. I didn't know. So unknown is another part of what my reasons why were. I didn't know what was out there. Now, a lot of times we don't trust ourselves. So whenever we're doing something and we don't trust ourselves, we don't have belief in ourselves. So another one of my reasons why I didn't believe in myself. Belief in self. And it's funny, it's because the top answers for all these are the very things that if you can overcome, none of the others make a difference. Because if you have belief in yourself, belief in your abilities, okay? Not being unsure what you can do. I've seen so many people that have told me that they don't know how to swim. They can't swim. And when I taught them how to swim, they're like, wow, it was that easy. I wish I would have learned that years ago. They've got a fear of water because they have a fear of drowning. They have a fear of not knowing what they're able to do. There's only one guy, and I ended up dead teaching him how to swim, but there was only one guy that really had a hard time teaching him to swim because he was solid muscle. I think he had less than 1% body fat, and whenever I tried to teach him how to swim, he'd sink like a brick. And the problem is, instead of trusting himself, he would panic, okay? So a lot of people, when they start getting into these modes, they start to panic. And that's where we're going to start today. We are going to start today with what we have to do next after we get through the top three, okay? And I'm going to tell you exactly what you're doing and why you are going through it. I can tell you what you're doing wrong, but only you can admit that you're doing it wrong, okay? So, let's get this off here. And I hope everybody's having a great day. And I hope each and every one of you matters. And I hope each and every one of you know that you mean the world, okay? All right. So let's start with today. For next week, when we get everything up and going, we put everything together. Everything right now is going to look like a cluster. That's the reason why I'm taking pictures, and I'm also putting these on video and everything else, so I can show you how it'll all come together in your head to form an educated decision on what you want to do in your life. Whether or not you want to open your own business, get ahead in life, whether or not you want to, go after another career option. Maybe you're looking to just change some things up. Maybe you're looking to open up your own business. Maybe you're looking to become an owner-operator. Maybe you're looking to join the military. Okay? I know that sounds weird, but there's a lot of people on there. If you're under the age of 40, you can still join the military. And right now, the way society is, you want kind of a definite thing. To join the military, you kind of got a definite thing. All right? Some people need to go back and take the ASVAB. Some people need to go get their GED. Some people want to go finish high school. I always tell people, if you got an opportunity to finish high school, finish high school. Okay? Yes, your GED is very important. Your high school diploma is even more important. All right? And college is important. So whatever you do, you need to make sure to get your education. And I don't mean because somebody can train you to work for somebody else. Get your education in the fields that you want to work in. Maybe you want to go into reverse osmosis. Maybe you want to go into the advertising end of things. Maybe you want to go into the marketing end of things. Maybe you want to become a lawyer or a doctor, a nurse practitioner. Maybe you want to become an ambulance driver. Maybe you want to become an emergency medical responder. EMT, sorry, emergency medical technician. Maybe you want to be a firefighter. Okay. Maybe there are things that you want to do. I know that in high school I had a teacher that taught woodworking, Mr. McAnulty. He also taught machine, like engines and stuff like that. And I built all kinds of wooden things because I really enjoyed it because he had a hands-on approach to it. He also was a skydiver and used to jump out of airplanes and stuff. And he developed his own sky cam whenever he jumped out of airplanes during the free fall convention here in Quincy, Illinois. So what you want to do is you want to have the best reasons you can to go into what you want to do. And like I said, we already went over why, what, and belief, okay? Now we have to go into, writing it down. Writing it out. And this is actually something that I believe that you should actually do. Whether or not you do it or not, it's up to you. I want to get a different color, though. I want to color that. Yeah, let's use purple, if this will work, okay? So then the next thing you do is you need to write it out, okay? Write. Yep, you heard me, everybody. Write it out. And the reason why you need to write out what you're going to do, okay, is so that you can physically see it. As you're writing it, whenever I write these things on the board, okay, I'm writing it out so you can see it. So you can see it instead of me saying it. But when you write it, now you need to write out. Write out where you're at. Write out who you are. Who you are. So we're going to say, write out who you are. Write out where you want to be. Okay? Write out your reasons why. Okay? Write out right now how you're going to do it. And we'll go into these in just a second so I can explain it to you, okay? You need to write out what books you're going to read. Yes, you're going to write down the books that you want to read. You're not going to just read a book. You're going to write it out. There's a purpose for this. These take seconds to do once you get used to doing it. And guess what? Once you do it over and over again, guess what? Anything you want to do in life is great. Okay? Now, the next one is how. How are you planning on doing it? You need to come up with many different reasons on how you want to take the approach. Even if it's the lazy shortcut ways, you still need to write it down. The reason why is because you're going to find out when you list your hows, and then you look at those hows, you're like, wait a minute, I want to take an easy way, but that means I'm not going to learn these tricks, and I'm not going to get that job. I'm going to learn these tricks, but I'm not going to learn how to write a resume if I turn in an application. If I turn in a resume, but I don't have a well-written resume, it means nothing, okay? You're going to write out what to wear. Yes, the clothing that you're going to wear into an interview, into a job, into a bank. Maybe you're going to go and ask or borrow money from somebody. Maybe you're going to ask for a loan, a stipend, whatever it is. Maybe you're going to go into college. So what are you going to wear? You're not going to look like complete ass when you go in there. It'll look like a freaking, write out ideas on what to say. Okay? Write out that you need help. I actually write what you need help and what you need help with. Okay? And then give yourself an ending date. Write out when you're going to start, and when you're going to stop. Now, let's go into this now. These are what we're going into today. So writing, write, or writing, whatever you want to do. Okay? It doesn't matter if you got good English, good penmanship, good spelling, whatever it is. If you have to do it in Spanish and several other languages so it gets in your head, you need to do it. Okay? And then, remember, this is one of the key things. And the reason why these are things that are going to help you. Everybody puts it down as a subcategory instead of a main category. I have learned that if you're somebody like me, who may actually learn at a little bit slower pace, okay? You don't always understand everything. You're so energized and so energetic that you miss half of everything that you're saying to yourself, saying to other people, and the things that you're doing, okay? So take a look at this. And now let's go over the who first, okay? We're going to write out who. Who are you doing this for? Okay? So who are you doing this for? Okay? Are you doing it for yourself? Okay? Who are you doing it for? Who are you doing it for? Okay? With a big question mark. Who are you doing it for? Are you doing it for yourself? That should be the very first thing on your list. Why? Because remember, belief in self. So you need to do it for yourself. Okay? Are you doing it for your family? Write it down. Write down you're doing it for your family. Maybe you're a single mom, single dad, and you're going to do it because you have a family. You want to make sure to put food on the table. You want to do the best you can every single day. You need a reason to get out of bed. That's who you're doing it for, okay? So who are you doing it for? That's a key. Okay? And there's two different who's in this one. I know. You guys see two who's up there, right? Well, there's two of them, actually. But this one is going to go to a different category. So, where? Okay? So, where are you doing this at? Okay? Write down your location. Okay, well, and the reason why is because this is prepping you to write a resume too, by the way. In case you're wondering why I put all this stuff down, these will all break down, and once you get them on, then everything you wrote down, I'm going to have you pull back out. And I'm going to show you how to go and write a resume. And this is how you're going to do it. Okay? So as you're writing this out, you're going to where do you see yourself? Where do you want to take yourself? Okay? Where do you want to work? Okay? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to be? Okay? So you got to ask yourself those questions. Where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? Okay? And then we're going to go over to the why. Once again, you're writing this why down. You see how the why is becoming very, very, very important? The why is becoming important. Hold on. Because, I got to push my button here. Okay, that should do it. The why is becoming important because that's what you're doing it for in the first place. Okay? So basically, yes, your why, once again, you're putting down your why. And your why is going to keep showing up everywhere you're at. Why? Why do it? Now, a lot of times when you're doing this, this is also to talk yourself out of it, along with talking yourself into it. Because you're going to see it, but then all of a sudden you have one little thing that says, why do it? Well, guess what? You're looking at everything else as a reason. And guess what? When you start talking yourself out of something, you're not seeing everything anymore. So when you write it down, you're no longer seeing on why you don't want to do something. Now you're seeing on why you want to do something. Okay? So when I got into Legal Shield, I had a lot of my friends that were getting in trouble with DUIs. I had a lot of other friends going through divorces. I had friends dying and the wills and healthcare power of attorney. Okay? So my reason why, when I started my Legal Shield, was because I wanted to give my family something more. I wanted to do more with my advantages I had in life, okay? I wanted to take all the strengths that I had and I could put it towards something that now actually fit me. It was like a puzzle piece, okay? But I had to know what my strengths and my weaknesses were, okay? And that's another thing you're going to have to do. You're going to have to write down your strengths, what you feel are your strengths, and your weaknesses. So, now we're on the how. For the next thing is now how are we going to go about doing this? How are you going to go about getting what you want? Okay, let's see here. You have nothing better going on other than going to sleep or watching TV. And right now, watching TV is going to get you nowhere in life. All it's going to do is like, I see something on TV. Great. You're not writing the show. You're not making the show. You're not giving any ideas to the show. All you're doing is watching a show, coming up with a few ideas in your head of the show, but you're not doing anything with it. But now you got to ask yourself, how are you going to do this? How are you going to go about getting what you want? Well, some people forget that, yes, they think they can do everything in the world, and all of a sudden I don't know how to do this. Great, so what do you got to do? Well, the next part is how. Okay? How will you get what you want? We're going to say, how do you get it? Now, here's the thing with how you get it. You can start with, right now, you're actually on the right path on how to do it. You're learning the techniques on how to do it. It's not costing anything. Yes, you got the page up. Okay, you may be a truck driver running a truck right now listening to this. That's great. That's the reason why I'm repeating everything over and over. Maybe you're a school teacher. Maybe you're a nurse. Maybe you're a doctor. Maybe you're somebody sitting on the couch smoking pot. Okay, maybe you're that teenager that doesn't know where you want to go with your life. Maybe you're a mom or a dad and you've just broken down so many times that you don't feel that you're important anymore when actually you're one of the most important people there are. Okay? So how are you going to do it? Well, first off, that's where I will write everything down. You're going to do it by reading, watching, executing, meaning you're going to go and do some of the stuff we talked about. Okay? But the very first thing is write everything down. So how are you going to do it? You're going to start writing everything down. How are you going to do it? You're going to start coming up with what your capabilities are right now and what you're able to do. And you're going to write as many you can. Then you're going to write what you can't do right now. And then, over time, you're going to start eliminating the things that you keep telling yourself you can't do because now you can do them. Now, some of the key things on how you're going to go about all this, some of the key things will be reading, writing, okay, looking and learning from people that have had failure. Yes, you need to learn from those that have had failure. And stop taking advice from people that have never been there or done it before. Stop taking advice from people that, they want to give you all the advice in the world, but they've never owned anything. They never went anywhere with their life. They've never executed anything. They've never tried anything. I get a lot of what I did from Rich Ellerman, Alan Romans, Brian Carruthers, Mike Milia, Bo Napai, Jack Sharkey, Mike Goley, Jenny Goley. I get from people that run our park district, my buddy Mike, and most of all I get it from my father, my dad, several of my aunts and uncles I look up to that have had failure and success and they've done a great job. I also look in the past to my great-grandparents or my great-grandfather who I've never met, but I get the stories from him and I learn the things that he failed at and which made him a success. Okay? I look up to my sergeant majors that I had when I was in the Marine Corps that were like first sergeants and gunnery sergeants when I got out. I still look up to them. I still talk to them. I even look up to guys that actually, even though I got out, they kept going. Now they are inspiring me to do more with my life, and I can actually watch their trials and failures, even though they have went above and beyond what I could ever teach them, and I got out and they stayed in. I'm now learning from them. Why? Because sometimes the student becomes the teacher. And sometimes the teacher becomes the professor and the professor becomes the master. Meaning that they can teach you more than what you could ever imagine. But you can still teach them because everybody learns in their own way. So if you're going to go in the Marine Corps, you need to learn, these same traits, but you got to know what you're doing. All right, next thing. You need to write out all your strengths, okay? Are you good with people? Are you good at reading, writing, arithmetic? Are you good with math? Are you good at being able, and I tell this to people, but I know not everybody goes to bars, but there's certain bar games and there's certain games you take on your phone where you have to compare pictures and stuff. Okay, believe it or not, that's an actual very useful tool to be able to know what's going on, to be able to see something, capture it in your mind, and remember it for later on. Are you good at memorizing? Okay. Are you good at learning people's names? Are you good at making phone calls? Are you good at, just calling somebody up out of the blue? Are you good at sending text messages? Are you good at keeping a schedule? Are you good at keeping time? Okay? And that's what your strengths are. You got to list all of your strengths, the things that you think you're good at. Okay? And when you write all those strengths down, then you're going to go through one at a time, and you're going to basically, once again, I know I'm starting a lot of different pages here, but we'll just say 5. Maybe you're good at reading. You're good at math. You're good at school. Just say it. You're just good at school. You love taking school, even though school's not where you go. Okay? Maybe you're good at writing a business plan. Okay? Maybe you're good at memorizing stuff. And the reason why I say that is because Dale Carnegie, and yes, I do go back to some of the greats. Dale Carnegie had a method of how he became very, very rich and very, very wealthy. Okay? He actually could memorize people's names. He actually used little ideas on how to remember people's names. But one of the things about Dale Carnegie, the world's richest man, was he would memorize everybody he met. Rich, poor, strong, weak, didn't matter who it was. He would memorize everybody's names. And guess what? He could go back and he learned something, and then he would actually utilize them for all his business transactions. So he always made sure that one of his strengths was memorizing people's strengths. Now, with our cell phones today, you can write people's names down. In your phone, you actually have a thing called notes in your cell phone, and when you put a person's name in, put some notes down about how you know the person. Not about how everybody else knows the person, about how you know the person. And if a person will allow you to, get their phone number, but also write down their email, okay? Write down the state they're from. These are strengths, okay? All right, so then I got how on there again. Sorry, I don't need that one. I went over that a couple. Now, weakness. Now, a lot of people may have weaknesses. And those weaknesses are the very things that you need to attack. In the military, many of your weaknesses may be shooting. It shouldn't be, but if it is, you're going to be on the range every single day. You're going to be out there shooting nonstop until you learn to shoot. And then when you learn to shoot, you're going to keep shooting because that's become what's called muscle memory. Okay? If you do not have muscle memory, then all your weaknesses, you're going to have to learn what muscle memory is. It means you're going to have to go back and, you're going to have to force yourself to start reading. Maybe you're not good at reading, so you need to go force yourself to read. Do whatever it takes to read. Quit procrastinating. Freaking open the book and start reading. Who cares if you remember or not? Then read it again. Okay? The whole idea is you need to start doing it. And you need to schedule yourself to do it. Why? Because reading is one of the greatest things you can do. And if it's a weakness for you, you need to read. Writing, this whole thing here is to show you that most of us have a problem with writing anymore. We're so used to text messaging or sending out a quick email that we don't write anything down anymore. Well, because we don't write anything down anymore, the people that do are getting ahead of us. So the more things that we write down, it becomes muscle memory because as we're writing it, we're remembering it. Have you ever heard the thing, if you want to remember where something's at, act like you got a camera in your hand, okay?